Welcome to the tutorial for setting up your own data acquisition system. The purpose of this video is to help you get your analog signals from your ASI instrumentation into your computer and your software for control and data acquisition. Before we get started, you'll need the following items: a desktop PC with at least one full-size PCI slot, a PCI data acquisition card. The default data acquisition card, which Aurora Scientific provides with all our Windows systems, is the model 603C. You will also require an Aurora Scientific 604A analog signal interface box or equivalent model. You will also need software for data acquisition and analysis. Aurora Scientific recommends our Dynamic Muscle Control program, as it is written specifically to work with all our instruments with additional flexibility. The first step is to get the data acquisition card into the computer. The data acquisition card is responsible for converting the signals from the instruments into a digital format that can communicate with your software. Clear a workspace and place the tower on its side on the bench. If you have an anti-static mat or grounding strap, they should be used. Remove the side panel of the computer and locate a free PCI card slot. Remove the corresponding backplane and then carefully insert the card into the slot. Press down firmly to make sure the card is properly seated. Tighten the locking screw if one is present in the case, and then replace the lid of the machine. Proceed to boot up the computer and insert the DMC CD into the machine to begin the installation process. The software is responsible for allowing the user to acquire the data accurately and send command signals to the experimental instruments. Follow the on-screen wizard to complete the automated installation process. The CD also contains all the drivers required for the National Instruments data acquisition card, which had just been installed. For more on using the DMC software itself, please see our videos on licensing and the introduction to dynamic muscle control. The final step in setting up a data acquisition system is to connect the signal interface box. The 604A signal interface box provides a connection adapter between the inputs and outputs of the instruments and the PCI card itself. Begin by taking the ribbon cable from the 604A box and plugging it into the connector of the data acquisition card, now located on the rear of the PC computer. Let's familiarize ourselves with the front panel connections of our 604A signal interface. The length-in and force-in connectors are meant to acquire the signals from the instruments themselves. Length-in and force-in should connect to any BNC labeled length-out and force-out respectively on all our instruments. AUX1 through AUX6 are auxiliary channels which can be used to monitor and acquire other user-defined signals. With a typical ASI setup, AUX1 will connect to the sync output on our 701C stimulator or temp out on an 825A temperature controller. Length out and force out connectors will provide length and force command signals to the ASI instruments. These connections should connect to any instrument input labeled length in or force in. Finally, in this example, we use the ASI 701C stimulator. The BNC labeled stimulator should be connected to pulse trigger on the 701C stimulator. This is the command signal which defines the stimulation profile. All other inputs and outputs on the 604A are unused or intended for advanced applications. ASI also provides prepackaged and calibrated data acquisition systems for your convenience. Please contact ASI for more information about how to connect any instruments or for advice on setting up a DAC system.